Thank you, Netta, and thank you to the mayor for being here, and it's an honor to be here. As Netta introduced me, I'm Tasha Boerner. I have the honor of serving as a state assembly member. That's like Congress for the state for those kids who didn't really pay attention in civics. And when I talk to my kids, when I first got elected, my daughter was 7, my son was 11, and they're like, what do you assemble in the assembly? And I was like, I assemble all the laws. It's all the laws, kids. So I am a far-left environmentalist. I ran for Assembly to save the planet for our children. And I can't do that alone. And that's why it's so important that everybody's here today, because Walter was the Einstein of the ocean. He inspires me every day in the work that I'm able to do, whether it's scientific work with Scripps Institution of Oceanography. We passed AB 66 several years ago to create the science around bluff failures, to predict when bluffs collapse, so that nobody ever dies from a bluff collapse again like they did in 2019. Yes, please clap. And next year the report comes out and basically the science is there and we can protect all of the California coast. He also inspired me to protect our beaches and our oceans, and there was a fight for 15 years before I got elected to save Trestles Beach. How many of you know Trestles? We're surfers, we're ocean people, we all know Trestles. We passed in 2020, my first term in the Assembly, to permanently save Trestles from road construction in perpetuity. It will never have a toll road that destroys the natural resources that we have. And I also get to, yes, we saved Trestles forever. Yes, that's what we did. And I always say we, not because there's a mouse in my pocket, but because nothing we do in Sacramento, we do alone. I hope everybody's safe. I always see a fire truck and worry. I'm a mom. That's my job. Nothing we do is alone. And I think Walter knew that. And Mary knows that. And so we look at his inspiration, and Mary said, he's here with us today in spirit. And he inspires all the researchers that are here. He inspires all the work we do. And I also am chair of the Select Committee on Sea Level Rise in the California economy. And his science comes up again and again and again in how do we manage the effects of the climate crisis? How do we fight against it? And so we fight against it in many ways. We've saved beaches, right? We address bluff collapses, but we also need to protect our public health. And that's why I ran AB 23 this year, which bans plastic microbeads from leave-on cosmetics and abrasive cleaning products. Yes, please clap. We don't want to poison our bodies. And I usually say this, women have known for decades that it affects our bodies and our organs and our reproductive systems. And when men found out it affected their prostate, they got on board, and now it will be hopefully signed by the governor next week. You should laugh, yeah. Women all know that's how it works. So it's so great. I'm a mom of 2 kids, and it's so great to see all the families out here. I saw a dad with 2 kids. Everybody's bringing out their families. There's young people out here. And I want to echo what the mayor said, which was, we could go and we know how valuable this ocean is. We know how to protect it. But if we're not raising the next generation of environmentalists, we are failing at our job as parents. And it's also really important to me what Walter Munk Foundation does in terms of bringing the ocean and the environment to kids who have never seen the ocean. I was on the Encinitas City Council before I was elected to the State Assembly, and we have an organization up there that does the same thing. And it's shocking how many people in San Diego County live so close to the ocean but don't know how to swim, don't know the value of it. And if you don't value it, you don't protect it. So thank you, Mary, for continuing on Walter's legacy. And we all do our parts, big or small. And so, yes, we all do our parts, big or small. But what I hope we remember, because this is one day, it's Walter Munk Day, but there are 364 other days this year. So what I'd like to challenge you all to do is make every day Walter Munk Day. Every day, take his spirit, take his innovation. I'm not an Einstein. Maybe you're Einsteins. I'm not Einstein. Take your whatever inspiration you have and do something every day to help the planet and to help the ocean. Because he's working He's here in spirit, but he's working through each of our hands, through each of our minds, through each of my bills, through my staff, Anna Ladinovich, right here. I'm often in Sacramento, so she's the one you'll see. She does water sustainability and environment for me in the district. So with that, I have a certificate of recognition for Mary, if you'd like to come up here. I also just finished a hard session this year where we made many progresses on environmental protection and we rolled some back. And I voted against those protections to roll some back, so I may need one of those hugs. First the hug.